steady. I think we always talk about our defense. We start with it, and I think the way that the guys competed and got after it defensively in the second half, and particularly the fourth quarter, just stands out to me. And the depth, Malcolm coming off the bench and playing the way he did, and just all the different guys we get contributing, and obviously, big game from Brooke on both ends of the court, and we feel like we can get better. To get this win after pretty significant days without playing, I think hopefully we'll be better between now and game 2.
Matt Velasquez, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. But is this the best you've seen Brooke play, just in all facets of the game, getting inside, shooting from outside, and playing defense?
Yeah, the thing that does stand out is, the putbacks and the stuff around the basket, particularly in the first half. We were, kind of struggling for scoring and just anything offensively, and he was able to kind of manufacture a couple things. And obviously in the second half, the threes and the spread that he gives us. And then defensively, I thought, we'll look at the tape, but I thought he was there, several times in the fourth quarter, making blocks, making big-time contests, rebounding. Certainly in a big moment, that was a great Brooke Lopez tonight.
Eric named The Athletic, but Kawhi takes just 5 shots in the fourth quarter. He scores just 2 points in the fourth quarter. Just what do you think of the job that Chris and Malcolm did on him for the game?
Yeah, we talked about just the individual pride it takes, with whoever has that assignment. And, for the majority of the night, it was Chris and Malcolm. And to be able to kind of tag team him, and then the fourth quarter, hopefully, between him seeing those 2 different guys all night and the activity around those 2 guys, we'll take that fourth quarter. We certainly can't rest or think that it doesn't take the same effort and the same activity going into the next game, start to end against Kawhi.
Bud, Tim Reynolds with the AP. It's not uncommon when you see a team playing from behind all night like you guys were for like 37, 38 minutes. There just comes a point where you guys run out of gas, where teams tend to run out of gas. You guys seem to find another gear. What is it about your group that you guys can be down for 3 quarters in the biggest game of your season and then somehow just put it together like it was nothing in the fourth?
Well, hopefully it speaks to our depth, first and foremost. I think got a lot of guys that are capable, that can contribute, that, confident on both ends of the court. I think it speaks a little bit to the character of the group. They just stick with it. I think it's become a little bit of a theme in the playoffs. I think eventually, hopefully, we feel like if we stick with what we're doing, good things will happen for us.
Kane Pittman with the pick and roll. Bud, Malcolm, you spoke about him already, but it felt like early in the game he hit a couple of threes that, even though it was early, you really needed them at the time. So obviously second game back, how good was it to have him hitting those big shots again, and what do you take from that?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Again, the first half, I don't think we were very good, as a group, and Malcolm was one of those guys that kept us afloat. We already talked about Brooke kind of keeping us afloat in the first half. And he really did it. I think, what he's doing defensively is impressive too. Just, I think, second game back after, not playing for a significant period of time. It's impressive, and we certainly needed him tonight.
Coach Greg Matzik from WTMJ. Under 40% from the field and 25% from 3, that doesn't often lead to a playoff win. What does it say about your team, or that you're able to come through like you were able to, especially with that fourth quarter?
Hopefully it says we'll be better when we shoot the ball the next game. It's just, we talk about defense. I'm sure you guys that are around here just get tired of hearing about it, but you can bring your defense every night, and that's what we expect. And there's going to be nights when you don't make shots, and you got to just continue to do well or give it defensively. And if you do that, you maybe can break through and find a way to win on a night when you really don't shoot very well offensively or play that well offensively.
Eric named The Athletic. What do you think of Giannis's play tonight? It felt like he kind of imposed his will there in the fourth quarter with the driving kick and then defensively as well.
Yeah, I think Giannis was similar to our whole group. A lot of positives as the game went on. I think as we look at the film, we'll probably see that, I think he's making a lot of good reads, a lot of good decisions. We got to shoot the ball well around Giannis. And then, I think Giannis will play better. I think he's, again, playing without 6 days for him. he needs the rhythm of the game and everything. So, I think it's great to get a win with him. I thought he was good, but I think he can be better.
Coach Andrew Wagner, Forbes Sports. With the layoff that you guys had, were you kind of prepared a little bit for maybe a little bit of a sluggish start because you can't really recreate the intensity of playoff basketball in practice settings?
Yeah, I mean, any coach that goes into a game without playing playing a game for 6 days is, very worried. How are you going to play? I don't know that I would use the word sluggish, but that's just being nitpicky. It's just how are you going to play? How are you going to execute? Just all those things. It's impossible to replicate in practice, and you're also incredibly conscientious of staying healthy during those 6 days. So I think we're just all glad to have played, and certainly to get the win. I'm sure they'll be better Tuesday or Thursday, whenever it is, and Friday, I guess. And us too. Too many days.
Bud, there was a timeout with 3:31 or something like that left, and you're down 2. You guys haven't been in too many close games, it feels like, for quite a while. So being able to play through that, start with defense, as you said, and get the win, is this a good thing for this team to go through that?
Yeah, I think the more experiences you get in close games and what are you going to do and how are you going to find opportunities, particularly offensively. But I think what we've found and what we've done most of the year, when we are in a close game, we're still going to push it. We're still going to play in transition, play in a spread situation, and take what the defense gives us. So certainly, it's big last 3.5 minutes to come out of that timeout and then close the game out the way they did.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. You guys were positive in the minutes with both Chris and Giannis on the bench. What did you see from those groups that was kind of effective?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at the film, but I think, the guys just play together. I think George is out there lots of times during those stretches. Malcolm, hit shots. Brooks stepped up. Hopefully we have a way of playing where we can function on both ends, with or without, Giannis and Kawhi, or Giannis and Chris. And the guys just did it. It's the stuff we work on, practice, talk about. We want everybody to feel confident and participate. And when those guys aren't out there, that's what they got to do. Thank you.